I'm a feminist who's tired of women being treated unfairly.
Well. How are you all doing this evening? I hope you're doing well. My name is CopperCab. I've been streaming on this here channel for quite some time now. I thought I'd, try this stream again since we didn't really get into it last time. Had a few issues with some morons, kind of breaking up the flow of the class, of the points I wanted to make. I am not drinking piss! I'm not drinking urine, idiot! In the live chat, shut the fuck up, it's Gatorade. Damn. I swear, I'm surrounded by damn ignorant baboons. Woohoo, so ready to learn. Yeah, well, that's nice. That's nice. They got this September 13th on I believe it's what day is it on? It's on Saturday. It ain't tomorrow, but the next week. It ain't tomorrow, but it's the next week. We got on Saturday, the 13th in London. They're doing this big old massive protest. It's an anti-Muslim, anti-immigration protest in London Central Square, and they're projecting around 500,000 people are meant to be showing up. Now, I don't know if that's actually realistic or not, but I would recommend all Muslims to stay home that day. And of course, I don't mean this out of like any kind of bigotry. I mean this, out of kindness and love. I don't want you to get hurt. There's definitely a boiling point being reached out in England, across the pond. They got a whole, migrant issue over there. I mean, it seems like the migrant issue is like the issue of the decade. Like, that's kind of the generational issue. Back in the 60s, you had your hippies, you had your beatniks, your weed and your mushroom tripping, the psychedelic kind of revolution. It seems like we went through like a Black Lives Matter period. It was the blacks and the whites and all that, nonsense and whatnot. And everyone had their, panties in a twist around all that time about that kind of stuff. And now it seems like the real issue that we focus on now is migrants. I mean, migrant this, migrant that, illegal Mexicans in America. We got, Indians or Muslims out there in England. Like, we got, I tell you, I feel like this is like the real issue everyone wants to take up. My point is I don't really see an issue. I mean, aren't we all just sharing the planet together? Are we not all God's children at the end of the day? Do we not all bleed the same blood? Now, I know that culturally we might be very different. You might even say very different, okay? Drastically different. I understand. A Muslim out in, the sandy area. I'm trying to think of the names of the country. Saudi Arabia. You got you a Muslim out in Saudi Arabia. They don't eat pork. You know what I mean? They don't like having dogs in their houses. They think dogs are dirty. Yada, yada, yada. They got their different culture, and I'm not shaming that. I'm not shaming that one bit. I mean, that's just how they're brought up. That's just their culture. That's their world. They got their perspective. That's all they know. And then you got people out in England, okay? Speaking of like pigs and whatnot, they don't eat pork. The Muslims don't. Well, you got English prime ministers fuck pigs. If you don't know that, it's a part of the culture. To become a prime minister in England, one must partake in the fucking of a pig. Don't believe me? Look it up, folks. I'm not making a lick of this up. in England, to be the prime minister, you have to actually fuck a pig. And I'm not mincing words, and I'm not being metaphorical. I mean a literal pig, an animal. You have to fuck one to become the prime minister. It's a real thing. Drop a 111 if you know what I'm talking about. And if you are dropping a 111, cheers. I like informed people. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. Speaking of the UK and the prime minister and Keir Starmer and all them folks. We got our 13th, on September 13th, we got a big old protest going on out in London. London Bridge is falling. We're going to have around 500,000 people. They got that homely looking son of a bitch. Not a very handsome man. Not that I'm judging on appearance. His morals are... But they got this man out there named Tommy Robinson. He's a far-right individual, known to be very anti-Muslim, anti-Islam. And he is doing a free speech protest. That's what they're calling it. That's how they're billing it. And they're telling everyone, don't wear masks and this and that, because they don't want to have any feds coming out there trying to incite violence wearing a mask, trying to make them look bad. Well, son, you already look bad, okay? Listen, England is a multicultural region. It is a lot like New York. London is a lot like New York, okay? New York is essentially the London of the West, of North America. I mean, yeah, your main cities, your capitals, London, New York, Atlanta, really. And
never got close enough.
Anyway, immigrants built the UK. England was built on the backs of immigrants, just like America was. I mean, you went around colonizing the entire planet. And now the planet wants to come home, so to speak. And they're seeking refuge. They're seeking asylum. And you're on your island, and you're going to get all up in arms about it. I think that is ridiculous. As far as Muslims go,
and I got a big ass head. I'm always crying. I'm crying.
am I going to address the grape gangs? The fuck is a grape gang? Gang is going around throwing grapes at people? What the hell is a grape gang, Pimpernel? Based British Chad. Let's fucking go, Brits. Kick those damn towelies the fuck out of your country. Wow. So that again, folks, this is an example of a white male being a racist. I do wonder where the hatred comes from. Because, like, do you realize it is low IQ to have genuine racial hatred?
It's
It is genuinely low IQ to hate someone based on their race. It's okay to have differences. It's okay to be like, I'm not a fan of your culture. It's okay to have differences. We're all just human. But to hate someone just because they're a different race than you, it's mentally ill. You understand? Just because someone is black or brown-skinned does not mean that they are a bad person, okay? Judge someone on the content of their character. If they're doing bad things, fine. But if they're black, if they're brown, if they're Mexican, or if they're, Latinx, or if they're, brown, Islamic, or whatever, okay? Just because they're what the fuck ever you want to call it, okay, doesn't mean that they're bad people. Just because you're white doesn't mean that you're a racist, does it? I mean, I might make the argument that it does. Most of you whites are racist. From my experience, as you can see here with Giga Chad talking about kick the towelies out of your country. I mean, these are not good examples of people. But, it's just not a good look.
I need some bacon with my
You know, I'm trying to not lose my shit right now, but you guys are making it a little bit difficult, okay? Leonidas, is confirmed drinking pee gives you a southern accent. Well, that's just precious. It's actually my natural accent. I'm just usually, you know, I grew up and I had some people, friends of mine, that made me feel a little bit insecure about it. So, I'm from Georgia. So, or as they say, if I was being real thick into it, I'd say Georgia. But I'm not, you know, I ain't from Savannah. I'm from down there in the South, but I ain't from the damn sticks. But let me tell you, as I was saying, wait, hold on though. Devin said, here's to another milestone. I find that hard to believe. And how English prime ministers have to do what now? A pig? You don't believe that a prime minister has to fuck a pig? Well, buddy, you need to Google it, okay? Because I'm not here to fucking. I'm not your Google, okay? I'm not your Chat GPT, okay? G for ginger. I'm not your fucking assistant, okay? I'm not damn. You know what I mean? Fucking what's his name from Batman? The old man, the butler, Ash Jeeves. You know what I mean? I'm not. Fuck off. But anyway. You can Google it yourself, okay? White people have the right to preserve their culture. Well, white people do not have culture. There is no such thing as white culture. Now, before you go, oh, what about England? What about this? What about that? Okay, there is English culture. There is Scottish culture, Celtic ancestry. But white people white, as in like the color, the race white, Caucasian. That's not a culture. There is no such thing as white culture. There's European culture, Northwestern European. Okay? There's a distinction you have to draw. There's not black culture. There's African American culture. There's hip hop culture. You know, there's jazz culture, Creole, Deep South, you know, soul food, Creole food, you know, like Louisiana, down by the bayou. You know what I'm saying? Get you some crawdads. I mean, there's all kinds of culture, but white culture is not a thing. Okay? White culture is not a thing. So just to be clear here. So for everyone saying, oh, white culture, like, okay, calm the fuck down. Okay, Pimpernel, I'm going to have to demod you. I'm going to have to demod you talking about Aisha or whatever her name is. I'm demodding you. Remove a standard moderator. I can't have people spreading these hateful messages in my live chat. I can't have them being mods. I'm sure the live chat will understand my position on this. I just can't have it. I just cannot have that. I'm not a fan of the bigotry. I'm not a fan of the hatefulness towards the Muslim people. You know what I mean? Muslim folks are beautiful people. No, Pimpernel is not correct. Pimpernel is bigoted towards Muslim. It's actually pronounced Muslim, if I'm not mistaken. And if I am, I apologize in advance. Can I say something about the Muslims? I actually love Muslim people, and I'll tell you why. One of the reasons why I love Muslims, one of the genuinely, and I'm not being sarcastic, obviously, I've got nothing against Muslim people. I've got many Muslim friends. Shout out to CBP. Shout out to Hassan Munir Mirsar from Lahore, Pakistan. He's one of my great friends from back in the day. He introduced me to an ex-girlfriend of mine. The only ex-girlfriend of mine that I ever broke up with platonically. I had a great relationship with, and we broke up on good terms. Meredith. He introduced me to her on Skype a long time ago. Great guy. Hassan Munir Miasa. And that's not me doxing. You guys aren't going to fucking be able to Google that anyway. And that's not me being racist. But anyway, I have no problem. You know, I spoke Urdu. For a long time, actually. I was learning Urdu. U-R-D-U. And I've got, you know, many friends. I love chicken tikka masala. You know, I'm a big fan of, like, the food that comes from these these parts of the world. So I genuinely mean this. I'm like a big fan of a lot of this stuff. The culture, the food and all that, and the music is beautiful. The fashion is amazing. Not a massive fan of the burqa, but I mean, hey, look, you do you. I feel like the burqa would be very hot for a woman to wear in the kind of climate. It just feels kind of I feel like that would be like suffocating and just very hot. But maybe that could just be my ignorance. I've never worn a burqa before. And I'm not going to, obviously. I don't want to be disrespectful. But I just want to say this. I'm a big fan of the Muslims, on top of all that other stuff I just said, because they got South Park taken down. The episodes in which the episodes that were taken down were directly the two episodes that reference and were influenced by me at that time. Episodes 200 and 201 had a subplot, a storyline, where they were essentially attacking me, okay? They hadn't talked about the ginger thing in 6-7 years, and it was the season that I went massively viral, and they were bringing the ginger thing back because of me. And it was a meta storyline, because I was ranting and raving about suing South Park, and I wanted to boycott them, and then they bring in a bunch of gingers after 7 years of not talking. We were boycotting South Park, we want to sue them, we want to take away the blah, blah, blah. And so the gingers in the episode go to try to use the power of Muhammad because Muhammad couldn't be made fun of. That was like the one figure in South Park's history that they got canceled over. The one time they couldn't do anything about it. So in the show, the writers, Matt and Trey, wrote that the redheads, the ginger people, want to use the power of Muhammad to take down South Park. It was a very meta thing. And so, as I was saying, yeah, so the Muslims, of course, and rightfully so, pitched a massive fit about this, and just bitched and complained, and as they should. And I was actually on, we're on the same team here, Muslims, when it comes to South Park. I can't stand South Park. I cannot stand South Park. It's a pretty much a love-hate relationship with them. But anyway, mostly hate, but love-hate. And so I was so happy when the Muslims got 200 and 201 taken down. Y'all have no idea. They got it taken off the DVDs. They got it censored on television. I mean, I know it's like a hot take to be a fan of censorship. But can I just say something? And I know no one's gonna agree with me. Not all censorship is bad, okay? Can I just say that? What happened to shame? What happened to the modern world that made everyone like, everything has to be okay? I think it's okay if some things are not okay. Watch this, ready? Drag queens reading to children at the library. Is that okay? Yes or no, chat? Yes or no, chat? Can I get anyone in the live chat to reply to me? White Republicans, do you think it's okay for drag queens in full drag to read children's stories to children at the library? Yes or no? It's a simple question, yes or no. If you're answering no, congratulations, you see my point then. Not everything needs to be okay, okay? Not everything needs to be okay. Some things can be shamed. I'm a feminist who said that women being treated unfairly. Some things can be shamed. You know what I mean? So if you're saying that it's okay, fine, whatever. But if you're saying it's not okay, then you might disagree with me. But I'm trying to get you to see my point here. I don't think South Park should be just allowed to make fun of everything. I think they should be shamed, and they should be canceled. They should be held responsible. And I'm glad that the Muslims were able to do what I could not do, what I tried to do, what I failed to do, was take down South Park. They did. I couldn't do it alone. And I was trying. Oh, baby, was I fucking trying. and it didn't work. Despite my best efforts at that time. I was young and inexperienced. I was still learning the ropes of how to properly protest and cancel, figures and people. I didn't know. I didn't have all the tools at my disposal. But there were Muslim organizations that were able to help me.
I just wanted to put on the
You know what I mean?
and have sex.
And so...
Why are you making me clean the floors? I hate you so much.
I'm just sitting here. That's
Just
all
as
I'm
a
doing.
reminder,
Okay.
you don't need a Streamlabs account to abuse the bot. Just have PayPal. And now for a little sneef. 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 Sneef.
I just want to say I'm not a fan of rape. Is that a hot take? I'm not a fan of rape. Okay? If there are migrants going around in England raping children, who in the fuck would be okay with that? Okay? Who in the fuck would be like, that's okay? Like, obviously that's not okay. That is a monstrosity. And those people should get the capital punishment, in my opinion. If you put your hands on a child, get the rope, folks. That's all I'm saying. And can I just say, can we bring back public executions? I mean, I'm sorry. Is this... I feel like I'm dropping hot takes today. What happened to public executions? You need things like this to instill fear. Fear is a powerful tool. And fear can keep bad people in line. You understand? Anyone who's thinking about touching a child inappropriately should be able to see someone swinging from a public place, dead, swinging from a rope. They should be able to see that and know that could happen to them if they touch one of our children. Because these are monsters. There are monsters in the world. There are lots of monsters. Don't believe me? Go on any sex offender registry website. They're all free. You can go and find... Well, I don't know if they're all free. But you can go and see how many sex offenders are living next door to you. They're everywhere, folks. Humans are really fucking weird. A lot of them are. Horny, nasty people. Nothing wrong with being horny. But when you're horny and you're also a fucking piece of shit, you know what I mean? You have some problems here. You know, some potential offenders, and that's not good. And so, I think that maybe this is a hot take. Maybe this is a hot take, but I think bringing back public executions could I'm genuinely being for real right now. I'm not joking. I'm not even trying to be facetious. I think public executions could lower the crime rate. You understand? I think that public executions could do a service to people, to cities. I'm just saying. Drop a 111 if you agree. Do we have anyone in the live chat that agrees with me? Maybe this is really a maybe this is really a hot take from me. I don't know. I feel like it could go either way, but I think that public executions could do well. We had them before. Hey there, Timothy down the street, looking at the kids on the playground. You see this motherfucker up here swinging from the pole, from a rope. He touched a kid, and look what happened to him. Hey, Timmy, this could happen to you, you sick piece of shit, you fucking pedophile monster. This is you next. Lay a finger on one of the children, this is what happens to you. I just think that public executions can do, they would instill fear in the right people. If you're not a bad person, you don't got to worry about the guy hanging from the tree or the fucking whatever, wherever they hang the people. You know what I mean? The monsters. But if you're fucking, but if you're a good, if you're a good person, you don't have to worry about that. But if you're a bad person, then you're gonna be like, oh shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just think I think fear is a useful tool. I feel like we've gotten away from fear. What's wrong with fear? Fear is a natural human thing. You know what I don't want? I don't want children to live in fear. I don't think children should have to live in fear. I think monsters should have to live in fear. Children should not have to live in fear. Monsters should. So that's my take on that. That being said, not all of these migrants are monsters, okay? And this is the issue. There are lots of immigrants that come to the UK simply seeking a better life. Okay? Stay with me here, folks. There are lots of Muslims, lots of immigrants of all kinds of ethnic and religious backgrounds that are just looking for a better life. I have a friend of mine named CBP. That's the handle online. He has family out in England, okay? They went there to escape all the persecution, the issues from their home country. Unfortunately. And they are just seeking a better life. I mean, he says that one of his family members out there is like a big MAGA person, okay? She's an immigrant. I think it's his aunt. And she goes all super MAGA. Cannot stand the bad immigrants, okay? Because it makes them all look bad. They're not all bad people. Just like not all white people are bad people. Not all black people are bad people. Not all Muslim people are bad people. Not all Jewish people are bad people. People are people. It's not like, don't judge an entire group based on a few people. Understand? That's so low IQ. Like, that's such a low IQ thing to do. You know? Is someone... It's like, it's really just, you know what I mean? It's so ignorant. CopperCab, guys, this is the real CopperCab. Don't believe anything this guy is saying. He's a clone. Fuck off. Don't use my fucking name! Shut up! That's not funny! There's zero ginger culture? Well, that's just a flat-out lie. That's a flat-out lie. Neokelp.org will show you that. Here's to another milestone. I find that hard to believe. How about oh yeah, I already read that. Okay, Devin, fuck off. Check rape statistics of any European country before and after immigration. Do we have anyone in England right now? In the live chat, drop a 111 if you're in England. Are you someone who is going to the London protests on September 13th? It's a big deal. They're raving about it.
All of us are concerned. In prison, mercifully, she is now. all of us are concerned about freedom of speech, freedom of expression. I visited Lucy Connolly in prison. Mercifully, she is
now
was jailed for. She was jailed for an offensive tweet. It was vile, but she regretted it.
Keir Starmer, Keir, why'd you keep inviting millions of refugees in the country when there's 1.3 million people waiting for housing?
We were just there trying to stop 2 people from getting arrested. I don't know what they were getting arrested for. Probably a load of.
I mean, it's nothing like this has ever happened. It's a very scary time. It's a very scary time if you care about free speech.
We fail if there's aggression. We fail. We're not allowing face masks. Do not come if you can't show your face. Honestly, please. We have worked, when I think about it, everything that's happened in my life for 15 years has led up to September 13th. Every single bit of misery for everyone. Lucy Connolly. Every person. What's happened to the abuse against patriots in this country has led up to September 13th. Do we want to succeed? Do we want to send a message to the establishment? A message that they fear. They won't fear if there's trouble. In fact, that's what they want. Do not give them what they want. Don't overdrink. Okay? Seriously, don't. It is a party. It's a party that involves families, old people, children. It's a festival atmosphere. Everyone's done it for the last 3 events. This is going to triple, quadruple the numbers. I believe 1 million people are going to turn up in central London for this. What we ask, every group of lads has got that one. Sometimes that one was me in my group of lads, yeah? Who's a bit boisterous, and sometimes a bit too boisterous.
The tension in Britain has just exploded. Tommy Robinson has made a shocking announcement, and it comes only days before September 13th. A date already surrounded by fear, speculation and anticipation. His words have sent shockwaves across the country, leaving police on edge, politicians scrambling and supporters fired up like never before. What Robinson has revealed is more than just a rallying call. It is being described as a potential turning point in Britain's political...
What do you want, Chad? What do you fucking want, idiot? I'm here to advocate for the rights of all goats and sheep of the UK. Go home. Okay, well, you're just being a fucking racist. Fuck off. Can you, like, your whole way of doing things is so stupid. You're such a fucking idiot, dude. Like, seriously, you're an idiot. Go home, pal. Leave our farm animal. Like, you're such a fucking clown. You really are a fucking moron.
And cultural battle.
You're just a racist piece of shit.
This is not business as usual.
And by the way, I don't think 1 million people are showing up to that London fucking protest. Maybe a few thousand. They're talking about 500,000 people showing up to England. They're talking about 1 million people potentially showing up to London. Can we get a fucking grip here? Listen to me, and I don't mean to be smug to the white people. You guys are not doing that, okay? Hey, white people in England, you're not doing that, okay? None of you watching right now. If you're a white guy in London by some chance and you're watching, look at me. You're not doing shit, okay? You're not going to a fucking protest. You know what you're going to do? You're going to sit inside. You're going to scroll on YouTube. You're going to scroll on Twitter. You're going to sit on your fucking ass. You're not going to do a thing. You'll say, I was there. You're going to lie. You didn't go. You're not going to do shit. You're not going to do shit because you're a lazy sack of shit. And you know what? That works. That's fine. As long as you're not a racist, okay? Because I would, I'd rather you be the way you are than that, okay? Because that you're not dangerous when you're just sitting inside being a little bitch, which is kind of what you are. So, I'm telling you right now, no one is showing up to this fucking thing. And by the way, this guy, Tommy Robinson's a clown. And this whole thing is going to be so goofy because he's overhyping it. He's saying, oh, it's going to be 1 million people. It's going to be the largest thing in the history of England. You're setting yourself up for failure, buddy. Well, you're not my buddy, but you're just like setting yourself up for like a total clown show. You're talking about 1 million people. Really? Showing up in London, in central London? Dude, maybe a few thousand, okay? It's going to be a total failure. It's going to make you look it's going to be so embarrassing. It's going to be so embarrassing when nobody goes to this thing, okay? What are people gonna show up and like twiddle their thumbs and like look around like what the fuck are y'all? What are you gonna do? You're gonna go there and what? Like hold up some signs for a few hours and go home? Wow, you're really changing the world there. The fuck, like, what a bunch of fucking like goofball. Like, I don't mean to be mean. I love England. I lived in England for nearly a half a year. Bristol was amazing. But like, I'm telling you, you're not doing that. It's not going to be 1 million people. I would be shocked. I would consider it for you guys. I'm telling you to consider it a success if like 10,000 people show up. If you get 10,000 people to show up, that's huge for you. It's not going to be that, though. It's not even going to be 10,000. You're talking about 500,000 people. Dude, shut the fuck up. It's not happening.
I'm always crying, I'm cat.
It's not happening. It's not. It's just not. 500,000 fucking people is not showing up. They're not showing up. 500,000? 1 million people? What? You're just fucking goofy. Look at them already prepping the cope in the live chat. But the media will lower figures anyway. Oh. You see what I'm saying? These people are like fucking dumb, bro. They're already hedging the cope. They're already getting the cope ready. They're already getting it out from beneath the bars. They're putting it on the table, getting the cope, the copium ready to go huff. The media will lower it. No one's gonna show up. The pictures and videos will prove it. They'll show a picture of the crowd, and they'll be like, look, it'll be like a little crowd, and like, oh, this is a huge thing. Everyone's out, and it's gonna be so dumb. Like, Trump couldn't get 500,000. Donald Trump, at the height of his fucking popularity as president, could not get 100% couldn't get 500,000 people to show up anywhere. You think Tommy fucking Robinson in England, in London, in a city, is going to get 1 million people in the street? Are you absolutely off the planet? Are you on fucking Mars? Are we in the same galaxy right now? Are you living in reality? You think 500,000 people are showing up to London to stand in the middle of the road and just like, wah, like you're fucking nuts, dude. You're like schizo about, like, I don't get it, bro. I'm not even hating. I'm not even trying to be a hater. I'm just trying to let you know you need to keep your expectations in check because they're way over. They're not realistic at all. Tommy Robinson is like smoking some crack or something. I'm not saying he's a drug addict, but he seems like 500,000 people. No one's doing that. Okay, Trump wouldn't do that. Elvis Presley wouldn't do that. You're not getting 1 million people to show up in the fucking street randomly on September 13th. It's gonna be the biggest fucking thing in Britain's history. Dude, shut the fuck up. No, it's not. You're like overhyping this. You're overselling it, dude. And then you know what you're doing, right? You're setting yourself up for embarrassment. When 5,000 people show up, it's gonna be like, you said 500,000. And so, like, 5,000 could be a lot of people. But you're like setting these super high number expectations, like it's gonna be 1 million people. If you keep saying it's gonna be 1 million people, if 100,000 people showed up, that would look like a failure. Why are you setting the bar so high before you even take your shot? You're like, I'm gonna make this shot 10 times in a row before you even take the first one. Why don't you just take the first shot and then the second shot and the third shot? And keep making baskets. But then when you fuck up, you're not, no one's going to laugh at you because you didn't say you were going to make 10 in a row. You're setting expectations way too high. You're just setting yourself up for embarrassment. It's so stupid. No one's going to show up to this thing. Millennials are lazy. I say this as a millennial. Gen Z isn't going to do this, okay? They're not going to go outside. They're busy getting ready for school, okay? All right. Boomers are too old and lazy, okay? No one's getting out in the street, okay? I don't care how pissed off you are with the migrant thing. You're not angry enough to go out and actually do anything. You're just fucking lazy, complacent sheep. Okay? Like, please come back to reality. You're not that guy. Okay? You're not that guy. Okay? I don't mean this even disrespectfully. You're just not that guy. So let's all, hey, okay, time to take your pills, Grandpa. Like, you're not doing anything. I'm not even trying to be, like, the cynic here, okay? Am I rooting against you? Maybe a little, but, like, you know what I mean? Because I'm not a fan of racism. But, like, I also know that, like, y'all are a bunch of, like, you talk. You're not doing anything. You're not going to go and walk anywhere. You're just fucking... Like, I would be shocked if you got 10,000 people to show up. I'd be shocked. I'd be like, 10,000? Not bad. You know, it's not bad. 10,000 people is a lot of people. 500,000 people. Be serious, okay? 500,000 people are not showing up. Shut the fuck up. They keep saying 500,000. A million. Like, put down the fucking crack pipe, dude. Some Zone Cast said, Copper, I'm at work choking people right now. The fuck does that even mean? But I wanted to stop in and say, hi, I love your hat, and it's also great to see you rep something you have a lot of experience doing. Also, the chat wins. Let's all get in the big book. Fuck off, weirdo. By the way, Some Zone Cat, I saw your name in a VR chat. I saw that you were a supporter of Jar when I was playing Murder 4. So that's interesting. Weird City in the live chat. I'll tweet you from inside the million march, you toaster-loving non-believer. This guy... Weird City, you're an idiot, dude. I mean, like, seriously, you really think 1 million people are showing up? I would love to, like, make some bets with people in my Discord server that are, like, in England. That are like, it's gonna be 1 million people! It's gonna be 500,000 people! I'm not a gambling man. No, I wouldn't love to make bets with people. I'm just saying, like... See that? I'm yawning. It's so boring. Like, the idea of doing a whole, September 13th, we're going to be out in the streets. Like, shut up. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not.
Is a moment that could define the future of the nation. And Robinson's warning is clear. September 13th will not be an ordinary day. Tommy...
How many people do you think this is? How many people? And by the way, the St. George flag is racist. Okay? That is a racist flag. It has been co-opted by far-right extremist groups. That is essentially y'all's rebel flag. And I'm from Georgia. I've seen the rebel flag everywhere, okay? It's a racist flag. I don't approve of it. Okay? It's racist. It's like a pro-slavery flag. The St. George flag is essentially your rebel flag. You probably don't even know what a rebel flag is, but, you know, for the people who aren't... For the people who's from America, you would probably understand the analogy. That's basically their rebel flag. Even though it's not the same kind of thing. It's not the same story, obviously. You know. But yeah, it's like... This flag has been co-opted and basically taken over by this far-right militia. And so when people see this, they're going to think, oh... This is an exclusionary flag. Anyway,
Robinson has confirmed.
I don't think that the flag. I don't think the St. George flag should be flown. Can I just? Is that a hot take? I think it's a racist flag.
That
I mean, they should kind of in some ways get rid of the. I don't know. You got the UK flag. Don't worry about the St. George flag. You don't need an England flag. Okay. Your flag is the Union Jack. That's your flag, okay? Stop with the St. George flag. You're not doing that anymore.
The September 13th event will be far bigger than anyone expected, and his announcement has stunned both his supporters
No, it's not.
and his opponents. After holding an intensive briefing with police lasting more than an hour and a half, Robinson declared that the plans are set and the message is clear. Order, discipline and sheer numbers will define the day.
No.
According to him, every measure has been taken to make sure the event is safe, with routes prepared for ambulances and strict rules enforced on behaviour. He made it clear that face masks are banned and that aggression will not be tolerated. For Robinson, this is not simply about one protest. It is the culmination of 15 years of struggle, anger and political battles, all leading up to one single day in central London. Robinson's words struck a powerful chord because they carried both urgency and caution. He reminded his followers that the establishment wants nothing more than chaos, disorder and violence. In his view, the system thrives when protesters fall into that trap. That is why he urged everyone planning to attend to bring families, flags and smiles, not fists or trouble. Robinson stressed again and again that the world will be watching and Britain must send a message of unity, not destruction. He believes that by showing discipline, by filling London with peaceful yet determined demonstrators, the establishment will finally see the strength of a nation that has had enough. The scale of Robinson's claim was staggering.
It's like, oh boy.
He predicted that 1 million people would flood into London.
Oh, 1 million people! Oh, there it is! There's the number! There it is, folks! 1 million people!
Robinson's claim was staggering. He predicted that 1 million people would flood into London for the event. Something that, if true, would make it one of the largest political gatherings in modern British history. He described the effort as a festival atmosphere, a protest unlike...
Why was Trump in the video? What the fuck does Trump have to do with this?
He described the effort as a festival atmosphere, a protest unlike anything the establishment has seen before. Behind his words was a challenge: control the anger, channel the frustration, and turn it into a demonstration so massive, so undeniable, that it forces those in power to take notice. Do not fail, Robinson warned. Do not let us fail. His voice carried not just instruction, but a sense of destiny, as if everything leading up to September 13th has been written in stone.
A sense of destiny. This guy. I mean, I understand the sense of destiny thing. That's how I feel with the Redland thing. I understand the sense of destiny. I feel like I'm, you know, I have this destiny of starting this neo-Celt thing. And so I get that, but like, you're not getting 1 million people, dude. I'm just saying. Like, you need to have your expectations in check. 1 million people, you're going to look goofy. You're going to look goofy when 1,000 people show up, not 1 million. It's going to be a fraction, a tiny, minuscule fraction of that. And everyone, the media is going to clown you, dude. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be a hater. Although I don't like the hate that, you know, a lot of y'all are having for, like, Muslim. Like, Muslim people are chill. I don't know why you guys are, like, such haters of Muslim people. Like, obviously, rape gangs are awful. That's an awful thing. The whole idea of rape in general is awful. That's a monstrosity. That's a crime. It's disgusting. It's terrible. But also, it's not like Muslim people. Like, do you realize that white people rape as well? Do you realize that white people also rape? Like... You think Muslim people invented rape? Like, are you fucking dumb? Like, it's not just, like, one group. It's everyone of every group. Like, not everyone, but, like, people in every group have, like, every group has criminals. Every group has rapists. Every group on the planet. You know what I mean? Like, do you understand what I'm saying here? Like, not, it's like... Y'all think that a few, like, events, things happen, which are disgusting, terrible things that happen, awful, destroy the rapists, but I'm saying, like, you're, like, gonna, like, really put that label on every Muslim in your country? Are you high on crack? Like, what an like, I'm not saying it's an overreaction, I'm just saying, like, it's just, it's misguided. Like, it's not Muslim people, you know what I mean, that are, like, hurting. It's like, it's criminals that are hurting people. It's like I'm trying to talk to people that are, like, that have the IQ of a rock. It's like, this is the age-old thing of humans, bro. This is the age-old thing with humans. You guys see a few people do something wrong and you want to just like point your finger at the entire crowd or the whole country or the whole race of people. Like, that's so crazy. Obviously, rape is disgusting and terrible and awful. I don't think anyone's going to argue that. But it's not like every Muslim person is a rapist. Just like not every Catholic father is a child molester. You understand what I'm saying? Not every single like Catholic priest is a child molester. Like, not every single white person is a racist who has slave owner ancestors. Not every black person is a hoodlum, you know, gangbanger. Not every Mexican is a fucking, I don't know, what's the stereotype? I love Mexican people. Like, not every Mexican's like a fucking, you know, like, I'm like drawing blanks here. What's like a Mexican stereotype? I don't know. But like the point is like not every group, like not every person that belongs to a group is like you shouldn't hold an entire race of people to a stereotype. That's so stupid. You know what I mean? Y'all understand what I'm saying? Your argument is retarded. Okay, well, I don't know why you're using the R word. Just because some people rape does not mean you invite more people who want to rape your girls into your... Dude, Suzanne, you're so ignorant. Listen to what you're like. Read what you wrote. Your argument is retarded. Just because some people rape does not mean you invite more people. It's not that you're inviting more people into your country. And again, there you go. You're to invite more people who want to rape your girl. First of all, you don't invite people that want to rape your children or your girls. You don't invite those people into your country. Obviously, criminals are going to find their way into a country. You know what I mean? But, like, people, like, country... Okay, so do you just want, like, migration to just stop? Do you want immigration to just not be a thing? Drop a 111 in the live chat if you think immigration should just come to a complete halt. And there should be no more immigration ever again. And everyone should never be allowed to move to a different country. You lose that freedom. It's gone. That's another freedom of yours being taken away from your government. You're not allowed to be a citizen of any other country ever. You're going to always stay here and you will always pay taxes. Sorry. The government owns you, essentially. You will never be allowed to go to another country. You don't like the way the country is turning? The government or the laws? Oh, you can't leave. Sorry. We don't allow you to leave. You will always be a citizen here, whether you like it or not. Are you so fucking dumb? Like, are you like, obviously rapists are bad. No shit. No fucking shit. No, like, what? Obviously, we should protect the children. Obviously, we should protect our children and girls and all that. And people. Not even just children. Adults, too. Adults also get sexually assaulted. It's terrible. You know what I mean? Sexual assault is terrible. It's all terrible. It's all terrible. Not every immigrant is a rapist. Do you understand that? Like, is that do you think every immigrant is a rapist? If so, you need to go to therapy.
Waiting for this one historic confrontation, but this was not just about Britain. Robinson revealed that supporters are flying in from across the globe, including over 100 from New Zealand alone, who plan...
Oh, 100 people from New Zealand. I guess Cameron Walker's going and Keith. Listen, 100 people? Like, this guy's saying 100 people are coming from New Zealand. And he's saying that 1 million people are going to show up. Bro, get over yourself. His ego is totally out of whack. He's going to be embarrassed, bro.
And to perform the haka on stage. He claimed that populist movements from other countries, including Christian Freedom Group and politicians, are uniting behind the same cause. For him, September 13th is not just a British event. It is the launch of something much larger, something he envisions spreading across every major capital in Europe. By uniting with populist forces abroad, Robinson believes Britain can finally break free from what he describes as an attack on Western civilization. This vision, presented as both bold and inevitable, is part of why his announcement has caused such a stir. The logistics alone are monumental. Robinson admitted that the stage had to be enlarged to fit the growing number of international guests and speakers. He named figures like Katie Hopkins, among others, and promised that the speeches would not be forgettable, but historical. The scale of preparation, from crowd control to stage building, shows that this is more than a spontaneous protest. It is a carefully orchestrated movement, months in the making. And Robinson made no secret of the fact that it is designed to shake Britain to its core. He described it as the moment when the nation's growing anger, resentment and frustration will finally be seen in its raw numbers. Supporters see September the 13th as the day the establishment will be forced to face reality.
Oh, well.
Robinson painted a picture of a nation already boiling, with the mood of revolution spreading faster than ever. He insisted that this mood is no longer confined to the margins, but it has entered the mainstream, and the political elite are terrified of it. According to him, politicians will only take the threat seriously if the event remains disciplined and peaceful. Trouble would play into their hands, but unity would send shockwaves through Westminster. In Robinson's words, this is about sending the one message they fear: strength without violence, unity without collapse. This is why his announcement has stunned Britain. On one hand, it is a promise of something massive, historic and unprecedented. On the other, it is a warning that if the day descends into chaos, everything could be lost. September 13th is now more than just a date. It has become a symbol of Britain's unrest, its anger at the political class, and its determination to be heard. And as the day approaches, tension continues to mount, leaving the nation bracing for what could be the most dramatic protest in years. The scale of anticipation surrounding September 13th has reached levels not seen in recent memory, and Tommy Robinson's latest announcement has only intensified the spotlight on the event. What makes this gathering different from so many protests before is not just the numbers Robinson predicts, but the weight he attaches to it. For him, this day is not merely about standing in opposition, it is about rewriting the narrative of resistance in Britain. He portrayed it as the final test of discipline and resolve, urging every man, woman and child to carry themselves with dignity because the stakes could not be higher.
I don't know. I just feel like 1 million people is crazy. You're not getting 1 million people to show up. He might be able to pull off a few tens of thousands, but 1 million's not happening. Maybe 20,000 people are showing up, which will look like a lot of people, but it's not going to be 1 million. You know what I mean? It is not going to be 1 million people. Remember I said that too. You can clip that. It will not be 1 million people. 1 million people. Even 100,000 people, even 100,000 will not show up to London on September 13th to protest. It will not happen. And you can clip that. And if I'm wrong, well then I'm wrong. But I'm just telling you, it ain't. I doubt 100,000 people are even going to show up. Certainly not 1 million. Certainly not 1 million. But anyway. Whatever.
Let's say we had a small town.
I mean, what is this? A day ago, is the UK headed for a civil war? It's crazy. $2 million? See, even if we get 900,000 now, you'll say, "Oh, it's not 1 million." No, that's not at all what I'm saying. If you get over 100,000 people, that's a W for you. I don't think it's a W, but it's a W for you. If you get 100K plus, then that's a successful protest. And that's huge. That's huge. 100,000 people? That's like a fucking shit ton. What are you talking about? I'm just saying you're not getting 1 million people. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, okay? If you get 900,000, I'm not going to be like, oh, it's not 1 million, though. No, I'm going to be like, that's a fuck. Are you kidding me? That's insane. I'll say I was wrong. I was completely wrong about this. I completely underestimated it. I'm not an asshole. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh. Like, no, I'm not a fucking Reddit mod, okay? If he got 900,000 people, I would just call that 1 million, basically. I would say basically upwards of 1 million people. I would just call, I mean, if you get 900,000 people at your event, I'm just going to call it 1 million anyway. I'm going to round up, okay? 900,000? You know what I mean? That's insane. Basically 1 million. That's basically a fucking million. So I'd be like, I'd be pretty impressed with that, but I don't think it's happening though. So I really don't. I really, really don't. But anyway, yeah. So I guess Trump is doing an executive order to rename the Department of Defense as the Department of War. Oh, what the fuck is this country doing, bro? You want to rename the Department of Defense the DOD? Everyone knows it as the DOD, as the Department of Defense. Like, everyone knows what that is. You want to call it the Department of War? So what, you can spend a few fucking tens of millions of dollars just on new cards and signs for your buildings when you got people in the street homeless? Oh, man. That's so fucking ridiculous, dude. You know when Trump renamed the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America? You know you have to go and, like, update all the schools, like, the children's, like the textbooks for classes and do all this stuff. Do you know how much money that costs? Ugh. No one thinks about any of this stuff. The Department of War? Anyway. Wow. Can he just drop the Epstein list and shut the fuck up? He won't do that, though. Do you want to know why? I won't go there, but Trump's not doing a fucking thing, okay? Because they're all cooked. Like, they're all in bed together. Like, Trump is a part of the fucking elite group. Like, he's not elite, by the way. Trump is just as big of a monster as the rest of them. Well, maybe he's not as big of a monster, but, like, Trump is an asshole. It's crazy. You guys are, like, so, like, oh, Trump. Whatever, dude. Ugh.